Terrence Howard's exclusive interview, where he disclosed the names of celebrities allegedly sexually involved with Diddy, has just been released. According to reports, Howard has since received threats due to the revelations. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal troubles have escalated with a new lawsuit that includes Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and LeBron James as defendants. This lawsuit, now filed in court, suggests that some of the most influential figures in the industry may have been involved with Diddy. If Diddy faces imprisonment, it could bring down what some claim is the most notorious sex trafficking ring in Hollywood.
Speak against me and use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man.
Oscar-nominated actor Terrence Howard walked away from the film industry because he became aware of the dark realities behind the scenes, where couch casting and sexual favors are often the price of success. With Diddy's arrest and the tapes he reportedly recorded, the truth behind these practices is coming to light. In a recent appearance on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, Howard opened up about turning down some of the most significant roles of his career in order to preserve his integrity. He revealed that while Diddy sought to have an intimate relationship with him, Howard chose to stand firm on his principles instead.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means.
Terrence Howard revealed that those who agree to these deals and sacrifice their integrity can never fully escape the psychological toll. He questioned the value of success if it comes at the cost of self-respect. According to Howard, individuals like Justin Bieber and Usher are struggling mentally, using substances to numb the painful memories of their abuse. He emphasized that despite their fame and wealth, the emotional scars left by these experiences continue to haunt them.
Guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here is men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter.
Before his interview, Terrence Howard took to Twitter, announcing that he was about to expose all the lies and that this was only the beginning. He declared, "This is the end of the great lie. We've waited years for the truth to come out, and now that it has, let's live by it. We are dismantling this entire system of deception. The revolution has begun. Make way for truth, and stay tuned, because we're just getting started." After the interview, Howard reportedly encountered those he had spoken about, and, according to sources, he received threats. In a video shared following the interview, Terrence Howard addressed the situation, stating,
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind edited clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations.
As we examine the revelations shared by Terrence Howard, it becomes clear that Hollywood is plagued by a disturbing culture of sexual abuse. The film industry, according to Howard, has been home to some of the most infamous predators, including Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Roman Polanski, and now Diddy. These individuals allegedly used their power to manipulate young men, coercing them into degrading and abusive sexual acts. Howard claims these figures are part of a gay mafia that exerts control over both Hollywood and the music industry. He suggests that record company executives and directors were complicit in this widespread sex trafficking network, with Diddy at the center of it all.
Gotta take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain.
This aligns with what 50 Cent has been saying for years. He has repeatedly claimed that every celebrity attending Diddy's infamous freak-off parties was fully aware of the activities taking place behind closed doors. However, many of them remained silent because, as 50 Cent puts it, that's the price of success in this industry. By enabling the abuse and helping Diddy cover up his alleged crimes, these guests are complicit in the darker side of Hollywood. 50 Cent, who has long avoided attending Diddy's parties, has made it clear that he refused to be part of such an environment, standing firm in his opposition to the abuse.
Business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. Now, like, and when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it.
Meek Mill was often seen with Diddy, going shopping, together and attending parties in matching outfits, especially after 50 Cent distanced himself from Diddy. 50 Cent has openly stated that he turned down Diddy's advances because he understood what those interactions truly entailed. Diddy had a sexual interest in him, which 50 rejected. According to 50, Meek Mill, on the other hand, accepted Diddy's invitations, willing to sacrifice his integrity and man card in exchange for fame and success.
When he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. This is Stop it, man. You set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on there. Because it was like, he was like, yo, no, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, man. I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the way. Certain things, they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet. He was like in the hallway.
All these years, you've been the only one calling this out.
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting.
The situation is more widespread than just Meek Mill. Jay-Z and Beyonce, who have long been supporters of Diddy, have also reportedly been frequent attendees at his notorious freak-off parties, according to recent lawsuits. These legal filings suggest that the couple, whose marriage many believe was primarily for business and empire-building purposes, was deeply involved in this darker side of the industry. With their names now appearing in two separate lawsuits, it seems increasingly likely that they could face legal repercussions, potentially facing charges just like Diddy.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, listen, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. At the same time. He got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh,
You can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
The connections between Diddy and major figures in the rap industry run deep. with many, including Busta Rhymes, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and Usher, having maintained close ties to him over the years. Despite the silence surrounding these associations now, the evidence remains, and it cannot be erased. Back in 2010, many of these artists were regularly seen at Diddy's parties, further solidifying their involvement. In May of 2018, an unsettling event occurred at the National Doral Golf Course in Miami, owned by Donald Trump, which had to be shut down due to a shooting incident. Jonathan Audi, the shooter, later claimed to be Diddy's alleged sex slave, stating that he was under Diddy's control. This disturbing revelation only adds another layer to the accusations surrounding Diddy and his alleged activities.
You better believe it. Shout at Dap Jam. We the best. You know what it is. 2010, baby. It's the takeover. I'm going in.
Happy New Year to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk. And you know, I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessings to the whole entire universe.
Big shout out to my man Drake is in the house. Fabulous is in the house. This all brotherly love. My biggest brother of them all, the boss, Ricky Ross, is in the house. Ricky Ross, report to the grass. DJ Khaled, he's the best. He's in the house. Tiana Taylor is in the house. My brother Chris Brown, I'm gonna stick with him to take your thing. Chris Brown is in the house. You know what I'm saying? And something ain't right, so I know Chris Brown is in the house. Big shout out to my son Quincy, my son Christian, my son Jeff.
Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Got you. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay? Right. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean?
That's probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
yes,
right?
Without a doubt, you are invited.
That is so generous of you. Cheers to that.
The situation has escalated even further for Jay-Z and Beyoncé, with the recent lawsuit they are named in, which now includes 3 additional major celebrities as witnesses. This time, the defendant is not an anonymous figure, but a named individual. A new civil lawsuit has been filed against Jay-Z, Beyoncé, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan, accusing them of being part of a Diddy-hosted event where a man, Joseph Manzaro, was allegedly abused and humiliated. Manzaro claims that in 2015, he was drugged, transported against his will, and subjected to physical harm as part of a coercive, organized criminal enterprise. This lawsuit brings even more serious allegations to light, further complicating the legal situation for these high-profile figures.
Is facing new accusations of human trafficking as he awaits his federal trial. In a civil case filed in Florida April 1st, Joseph Manzaro alleges, according to court documents obtained by E! News, that he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually maimed as a victim of a coercive and organized criminal enterprise facilitated by Combs and others back in 2015, and named celebs such as Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and LeBron James as witnesses in the lawsuit. In his filing, Manzaro says the alleged events took place in April 2015. He states that he lost consciousness after feeling a, quote, greasy substance resembling Vaseline as he opened the front door to his home, after which he says he was transported to another residence, where an associate of Combs allegedly told him that the music mogul wanted him brought to a freak-off event. Manzaro alleges in the suit he was secretly transferred to the music producer's home through a concealed tunnel allegedly connected to Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan's Miami property. He alleges that upon regaining partial consciousness, he found himself inside a large party area upon information and belief that it was a birthday party for Combs' then 17-year-old son Christian Combs. There he was allegedly forced to appear in a penis mask. The lawsuit states, Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles-Carter were seated in the room, and upon seeing Manzaro, Beyonce Knowles-Carter asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a penis mask standing here in front of me?" Manzaro alleges in the lawsuit that he was then forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering.
File individuals, including Jacob Arabo, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyonce Knowles-Carter, are identified as witnesses due to their presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy. Wow. And freak-off, of course, is something that we've heard many times before, both in Combs' criminal case and other civil cases, to describe these prolonged sexual episodes, usually with sex workers. But Manzaro is suing Sean Combs. He is suing a man named Eric Mejias. He is suing Brendan Paul, who's been described in another lawsuit as Sean Combs' drug mule, Emilio Estefan, who is married to pop superstar Gloria Estefan, and Adria English, who filed her own lawsuit against Sean Combs, claiming she too was a victim of sex trafficking. By the way, it's interesting he's not suing these other celebrities that I mentioned, like Jay-Z and Beyonce and Gloria Estefan, possibly because he doesn't believe their alleged liability amounted to a civil claim, but seems to want to call them as witnesses at a trial, although I have to imagine they will do everything in their power to quash any subpoena.
Another major name trying to distance himself from the Diddy allegations is Will Smith. During a comedy appearance in San Diego, Will Smith joked, "I haven't been anywhere near those damn freak-offs," adding, "I don't even like baby oil." This was in response to the ongoing allegations against Diddy, in which Will Smith had been mentioned as a close associate. However, an interesting twist has emerged. Will Smith's former assistant has come forward, revealing that he once caught Will cheating on Jada Pinkett Smith with actor Dwayne Martin. This revelation adds more complexity to the situation, raising questions about the dynamics of Hollywood's inner circle and its connections to the allegations surrounding Diddy.
And right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I said, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff. But you know that one, it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me.